Hidden away in Central America lies a small country, yet it holds secrets that leave the whole world astonished. You'll wander through mystical cloud forests where quetzals glide through the morning mist. You'll find an entire city where wildlife lives like royalty. And you'll discover why this place hasn't needed an army and has still lived in happiness and peace for over 75 years. Welcome to Costa Rica. This isn't just a trip. It's a journey through 16 shocking truths about Costa Rica, the paradise of Central America, and you're about to see why this place is so extraordinary. Costa Rica, the country without an army. Can you believe it? There's a country in this world that completely abolished its army more than 75 years ago. And not only did chaos not follow, but it became a symbol of peace and progress. In 1948, after a brief civil war, President José Figueres Ferrer made an unprecedented decision to permanently dissolve the military and redirect the entire defense budget toward education, healthcare, and the environment. Since then, Costa Rica has had no generals, no tanks, no military bases. Instead, it has free schools spread throughout the country, modern hospitals with strong investments, hundreds of protected natural reserves. However, Costa Rica isn't entirely defenseless if threatened. The country maintains a professional civil police force and is part of a security pact with the U.S. and neighboring nations. Most importantly, for more than 3/4 of a century without war, Costa Rica remains the only nation in Latin America to maintain lasting peace without weapons. Because of this small nation is often called the tropical Switzerland, a living example of a nonviolent world. Costa Rica, a tiny country, but the living heart of Earth. Costa Rica makes up only about 0.03% of Earth's surface area, yet it holds more than 6% of all known species on the planet. Sounds like a biological miracle? It's true. From unique frogs painted in neon colors, to howler monkeys, jaguars, coatis, toucans, and the mythical Quetzal, Costa Rica's jungles are like a living world straight out of a National Geographic documentary. It's not just the animals. Here you'll also find over 1,400 species of orchids, around 10,000 species of trees and herbs, and hundreds of plant species still unnamed by science. So how does such a small country preserve this incredible richness? It comes down to a year-round mild climate, diverse terrain, and above all, strict conservation policies deeply woven into the culture. In Costa Rica, protecting nature isn't just a duty. It's a national identity. And every time you step into one of these forests, you're walking into a living biological treasure that Earth has safeguarded for millions of years. Where are you watching this video from? Drop your comment below. We'd love to see which corners of the world Costa Rica has reached. 1/4 of the country is forest and parks, a real green paradise. More than 25% of Costa Rica's territory is under strict protection, a percentage unmatched by any other country on Earth. Within this protected land, you'll find Corcovado National Park, home to the highest density of wildlife in the Americas' Monteverde cloud forest, where mist and ancient trees blend into a dreamlike scene. Tortuguero Reserve, Arn, a haven for rare sea turtles. What's special is that these protected areas aren't just for ecotourism, but also for scientific research, community education, and long-term environmental preservation. The Costa Rican government bans reckless deforestation, prohibits wildlife hunting, and invests heavily in large-scale reforestation. Thanks to this nature regeneration policy, Costa Rica is one of the few countries in the world where forest cover is actually increasing instead of shrinking. This is not just a country. It's a living laboratory for how humans and nature can truly coexist in balance. Central America's green nation. 99% of its electricity comes from renewable energy. Can you picture a country running almost entirely on clean energy? In Costa Rica, nearly 100% of its electricity comes from renewable sources, 67% from hydropower, 17% from geothermal energy, 13% from wind and solar, 3% from renewable biomass. This country doesn't generate power with coal or oil, nor does it need to import energy, something incredibly rare in today's world. In 2017, Costa Rica operated nationwide on 100% renewable energy for an astonishing 300 days straight. Yes, almost a full year without emitting a single ton of CO2 from electricity. And their goal? to become the world's first carbon-neutral nation, with net zero emissions by 2050. If the world needs a model for sustainable development, Costa Rica is the clearest living example. And don't take your eyes off the screen, because by fact number 10, you might see Costa Rica in a completely new light. Trust me, it's worth the wait. If you love unique journeys like this, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss any of our next magical destinations. Pura Vida, 2 words that changed an entire country. If you've ever been to Costa Rica, you've probably heard the phrase Pura Vida everywhere, all the time. Vendors say Pura Vida instead of thank you. You meet someone in the middle of the forest. They'll smile and say Pura Vida. You can even say good morning, apologize, or say goodbye, all with these 2 words. But Pura Vida isn't just a catchphrase. It's a way of life, meaning pure life, simple, fresh, and fulfilled. Costa Ricans value the present moment. They don't rush, they don't chase material things. They live slowly, savor each moment, spend time with family, nature, and the small daily joys. Because of this, Costa Rica consistently ranks among the happiest countries in the world, even though its GDP per capita isn't as high as wealthier nations. Pura Vida doesn't just set Costa Rica apart, it makes the whole world want to learn from it. A living wonder, 100,000 sea turtles in one night. Every year during the rainy season, a spectacular scene unfolds on Ostional Beach and a few other places in Costa Rica. Hundreds of thousands of olive ridley turtles, arts, one of the rarest sea turtles on Earth, suddenly rise from the ocean, crawl onto the sand, and lay their eggs in a single night. This phenomenon is called arribada, and it happens in only a handful of places in the world. A true white night, when the entire shoreline and ocean shimmer with the movement of turtles under the moonlight. Each turtle can lay up to 100 eggs. Altogether, in just one night, the sand can hold tens of millions of eggs, creating one of the greatest mass nesting events in the natural world. Locals see this as a sacred event. The Costa Rican government strictly protects these areas, bans all harvesting, and only allows a few special eco-tours, under the condition that visitors never disturb or scare the turtles. It's not just a magical sight. It's living proof of how nature and humans coexist in balance in Costa Rica. A kingdom for dogs. If you're a dog lover, Costa Rica is paradise. In the province of Heredia, there's a place called Territorio de Zaguates, roughly translated as Land of the Forgotten Dogs. But here, stray dogs aren't driven away. They're welcomed like honorary citizens. Thousands of stray dogs live on a piece of land spanning over 150 hectares, complete with plenty of food every day, wide open space to run freely, on-site veterinarians. And best of all, every dog has its own name and a personal profile. Visitors can come to meet them, take them for walks, or even adopt one if they find a soulmate. The best part? You won't see cages or chains. Every dog lives free and is loved like a family member. This project doesn't just change the lives of dogs, it transforms the way people think about compassion. Monteverde Cloud Forest, the gateway between 2 worlds. Monteverde, which means green mountain, is one of the most surreal places you'll ever step into. Here, clouds don't float above the trees. They drift lazily through them. This is a cloud forest over 1,400 meters above sea level, with near-perfect humidity. Every step feels like walking into a fairy tale. Mist blankets the paths, moss drapes over ancient trunks, and sometimes a quetzal, the legendary bird of the Maya, will swoop down right in front of you. Monteverde is home to over 100 species of mammals, more than 400 bird species, over 2,500 plant species. It's no wonder this place is considered Central America's most important eco-destination. Monteverde is also a global hub for climate change research, because its fragile ecosystem clearly reflects Earth's changing conditions. If you've ever dreamed of a place where nature remains untouched, mystical, and pure, Monteverde is that dream come true. The land of over 200 volcanoes. Costa Rica isn't just lush green nature, it's also fire burning deep underground. This country has more than 200 volcanoes, with at least 5 still active, including Areno Awa, the picture-perfect volcanic cone Poas, home to the largest acidic crater lake in the world. Irazu, Erse, where, on a clear day, you can see both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Visitors here can hike through ash forests, watch white steam rise from volcanic craters, relax in natural hot springs warmed by Earth's core itself. Volcanoes here aren't just adventurous attractions. They're also a source of geothermal energy that powers clean electricity for the nation. In Costa Rica, people and volcanoes don't clash. They coexist. A vivid symbol of power, destruction, and the possibility of rebirth. Hundreds of world-class beaches. Costa Rica is uniquely blessed to touch both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, giving it a coastline stretching over 1,300 kilometers, about 800 miles. Are you into surfing? Head to Playa Hermosa or Santa Teresa, where international surf competitions are held. Prefer a peaceful seaside escape? Visit Manuel Antonio or Puerto Viejo, where the jungle practically kisses the ocean. Want to watch the sunset over the Western Sea, then catch the sunrise over the eastern coast the next morning? In Costa Rica, the country is barely 300 kilometers, 186 miles, wide from coast to coast. But these beaches are more than just white sand, blue water, and swaying palms. Costa Rica's coasts are alive with local culture, music, food, and even ancient legends passed down by its people. Costa Rica isn't just a place to go to the beach, it's a place to truly live with the sea, fully and deeply. An ecosystem straight out of a fairy tale. Have you ever seen a sloth slowly climbing down a tree just to do its business? Or a tiny red-eyed frog that's so brightly colored it looks like a kid's toy? In Costa Rica, things like that happen every day. Here, it's normal to spot flocks of colorful toucans perched in the trees, pairs of bright green and red parrots flying side by side, howler monkeys roaring through the jungle, and of course, sloths, the unofficial national symbol. All of them roam freely in protected reserves, ancient rainforests, and sometimes even in the backyards of local families. What's amazing is how deeply Costa Ricans respect wildlife. No one chases them, no one cages them. Only loving eyes watching as these creatures live exactly as they're meant to. A country without an army, but a literacy rate over 97%. Imagine this. With no defense budget, what does this country do with that money? The answer? They invest in education. In Costa Rica, students get free schooling up to 12th grade. Nearly 100% of children go to school. Universities are affordable and well-supported. The result? Costa Rica has one of the highest literacy rates in the Americas, over 97%, higher than many countries whose average income is twice as high. The best part is, you might meet a farmer, a taxi driver, or a street vendor, but they might speak English, read international newspapers, and understand ecology, climate, and world politics. They're not just literate. They're deeply aware of human values. Nicoya Peninsula, Central America's most mysterious longevity zone. Nicoya, a peninsula on Costa Rica's western coast, is one of just 5 blue zones in the world. In other words, it's a place where an unusually high number of people live past 100. And they don't just live long. They stay healthy, happy, and independent until the very end. What's the secret? Naturally calcium-rich water, a simple diet, plenty of veggies, little meat, no late-night dinners, tight-knit communities. Elders live with family and hold strong social value. An optimistic lifestyle, inspired by the Pura Vida mindset. If you've ever wondered whether living long requires modern medicine, visit Nicoya, where the real secret isn't in hospitals, but in simple meals, daily smiles, and lasting family bonds. Costa Rica, the birthplace of adventure ziplining. There's an experience in Costa Rica you'll never forget once you try it, flying through the forest, not in a dream, but for real. Ziplining, the thrill of gliding on cables above the rainforest, was invented right here in this Central American country. Originally created to help scientists reach the rainforest canopy, Ziplining quickly turned into a global icon of adventure tourism. In Costa Rica, it's not just popular, it's an art form. You can fly through Monteverde's cloud forest, where mist wraps around the treetops, zipline over the slopes of Arenal volcano, feeling the heat from Earth's core, or try nighttime ziplining when the rainforest turns more mystical than ever. Each ride isn't just a thrill through the air. It's a chance to touch nature from the perspective of a free-flying bird. Costa Rica, the surfing capital of the world. If ziplining is Costa Rica's claim to fame in the skies, then below the waves, it's a mecca for surfers. With coastlines hugging two oceans, warm weather year-round, and perfect swells, Costa Rica attracts everyone from first-timers trying to stand on a board to seasoned pros chasing the ultimate wave. Legendary surfing spots no wave rider should miss include Playa Hermosa, with waves up to 2 to 3 meters high, pushing you to your limits. Tamarindo, a poetic beach town that's even starred in international film Santa Teresa, where jungle meets ocean, creating a vibe that's both wild and electric. Surfing here isn't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. Mornings spent catching waves, afternoons sipping coffee by the beach, evenings lost in a live music bar. Every moment feels like a slice of a tropical dream. Costa Rica, where happiness is a way of life. There's something about Costa Rica that always surprises the world. It consistently ranks among the happiest countries on Earth. Despite not being one of the wealthiest, the reason isn't economic. It's in how they see life. People here enjoy a clean, healthy environment surrounded by nature and fresh air, an ecosystem that balances progress and conservation, a warm, welcoming community full of genuine hospitality, and above all, the Pura Vida philosophy. Live simply, live honestly, live joyfully in Costa Rica. Happiness doesn't come from wealth. It comes from time spent with family, watching waves crash on the shore, breathing in the scent of morning coffee, and smiling sincerely at a stranger. They don't live in a rush. They live slowly. They don't live to own. They live to feel. And in every smile, every greeting, you'll hear them say to each other, Pura Vida, pure life, and a beautiful one. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Costa Rica still has countless surprises waiting for you to discover for yourself. Which fact amazed you the most? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts with everyone. And if you love journeys that uncover the world's hidden wonders like this one, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us for the next destination.